Warning, the following broadcast contains strong opinions, playful antics, and controversial topics causing off-the-rails fun. Chances for being offended are higher than average for sensitive people. Viewer discretion is not advised. Live a little and have some fun.
Everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast. This is episode 189, and as you can tell, I'm kind of on location. It's been a while since we've been on location, but I'm going to bring in my boy here. Coach Jarvis is in the house. Actually, we're both in the house that Coach Jarvis abides in here. Jason, this is where it all started, man. And, we are the last two original guys that are on this. So, man, it's crazy to think. It's been a minute.
We're the only two original OGs.
That's right. The OGs.
And notice how we have no other OGs with us because it's always something. And, I have things come up too. So, but I had a feeling when Jim said he was going to be on yesterday, I was like, I call BS, and he proved to be, the storm got him. So,
well, as someone who's obviously affected by the storm with my friends and family back home, they had an F1 tornado that dropped last night. So up here, up north, Festus and in Jefferson County, we didn't have a tornado. We had a lot of high winds. We had a lot of large hail that dropped. But back home, an F1 tornado went through the town of Annapolis and did a lot of devastation on South Iron High School. It's in pretty bad shape. The community kind of got together today and picked up a lot of stuff that was there, and they're already starting to try to do some repairs. And I believe school was supposed to be out tomorrow, and they're done for the rest of the year. So our thoughts and prayers to them. Obviously, for me, it's a little bit more personal. Thank God, from everything that I've looked and seen, there were no casualties or anything like that. So that's the good part. Everything else can be replaced or rebuilt. But it's tough on a community when that happens.
No, it is. I mean, I can remember when DeSoto, that happened to the pit and all that. I mean, they ended up pretty nice on the other end once that all got settled, but it takes time. And building supplies and all that stuff right now is at a premium.
Definitely at a premium.
Yes,
sure.
Definitely at a premium. I suggest we all go vote.
I think you're trying to give a subtle hint there, Jason.
Well, I won't say who you should vote for, but I wouldn't vote for that incumbent, but whatever.
I mean, if you want to vote for a cardboard cutout of Chili Willy the Penguin, that would be probably better than the person we have in office now. So let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, it's pretty sad state of affairs when that's your best two options. But
I would agree with
that. Enough sad stuff, I guess.
Well, wait a minute. Now this whole theme of the show,
I know it's going to be
sad. About plenty of suckage, because when we were discussing topics to talk about this week on the show,
everything sucked.
Everything sucks. Everything that we were talking about sucks. And of course, Mr. Positivity, Zach McVeigh, throwing out topics. Of course, Zach and the rest of the St. Pius baseball team are playing at GCS, and they couldn't be rained out. That's a turf field. So they're definitely playing that one. They were supposed to play at Busch Stadium yesterday. Didn't quite happen, and the Cardinals, who one of the focus points of our discussion.
Oh, there's so many things we could discuss. I mean, there's just so many things that's going wrong. I mean, you always as a coach have seasons like that sometimes, but
man,
this is a colossal failure from DeWitt down.
Well, the question that maybe you watched it. I don't know, Jason. I went solo last week.
I did not watch your solo performance.
That's okay, good, because I wasn't talking smack or anything.
I've been working a lot of Nemos lately, so
I understand that.
Yep.
I mean, hey, people have things to do, right?
Broke.
Well, why? Because the economy, everything's so expensive.
Oh my gosh! I went to the grocery store earlier, 4 bags, and $100.
It's insane right now. But the question that I had, and I still have, and I will continue to have, what is the direction of this team? What is the direction of this franchise? Where are they going to go? When you have 3 of your top prospects who you brought up, you've got Gorman up, you've got Wynn up, you had Walker up. Walker's the 5th best prospect in baseball at the time. And he sucks. He's not hitting. Gorman sucks. Wynn was hitting, but now he's kind of sliding back because, wait a minute, if he's the only guy who's hitting, we ain't got to worry about this dude. So he's not seeing fastballs. He's not seeing the pitches like he was.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, they're down 6-1 in the bottom of the 5th right now. So Milwaukee's putting a hurt on them.
No, it doesn't make me feel any better. As a matter of fact, it makes me feel...
I feel like
angry.
we're going back to the 90s, man.
Well, but again, what is the direction? Where are they going? You go out and get a bunch of old dudes to stopgap the pitching issues. Last year was all about the pitching. We could hit, but we didn't have pitching. We could score 5 or 6 runs, but we give up 8. Okay, well then let's go get some pitchers. They got guys to pitch. They short up the bullpen. I mean, I'm very happy with
the bullpen's nice.
The bullpen is doing really well, especially on I like to call the varsity days where they have their 7, 8, 9 set up and they don't have to worry about the Gallegos coming in and screwing it up. But
he's on the DL.
So he can't mess it up now. Well, he probably could. But the thing is are you going to do that next year if this year was a flop?
Well,
what's the plan for next year?
I can't believe anything coming out of the Cardinal camp.
No.
Edmund now is on the 60-day deal. This was supposed to be spring training. That's it. He was going to be ready.
And he's not.
He's not.
No.
Our medical staff sucks. I would not get an operation by any of them. I wouldn't want to talk to any of them.
Isn't it from Washington University?
They may be. Sorry, Wash U. They suck. Or they're just lying so much about. I just don't get it. I mean, other teams, I know all the teams try to hide injuries or whatever, but it just doesn't seem like they're too transparent. And then, hey, let's have our catcher scoot up, and he's the only one hitting in our lineup, and now he's out. I mean,
for anybody who doesn't know, Wilson Contreras, who has been our best offensive player for the St. Louis Cardinals, got injured the other night on a catcher interference when J.D. Martinez's backswing cracked him right in the forearm. So he's out 6 to 8 weeks. Let's just make that a lot longer. That's probably 3 months, maybe 4.
They were saying 3 to 6 on 101. Yeah, they were like, that's months.
There's no
way. It's a broken arm.
He's not coming back that soon. So there goes all the offense that you've had. Okay? I mean, all of it. It is all gone. The only guy who can consistently maybe put the ball over the fence when he hits it, or hit it, for that matter, and he's out. And when that happened, when I saw that, I'm like, oh dear God. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, okay, if the season wasn't over, it for sure is. Now, what team around baseball, when their catcher goes down on the disabled list, you're thinking this is over? Wait. Hang on. I'll wait. Still carry the one, do a little bit of math. None. There's no other damn team in Major League Baseball that is dealing with that says, oh my gosh, our catcher's out, we're toast.
Well, no. I mean, you get by with a backup, hopefully. most teams aren't counting their catcher to be their best hitter.
There you go. And that's the problem.
Well,
that's the problem.
We signed some old pitchers, but the old pitchers have worked out. I think we kept Goldie around 1 year too long.
And that's kind of where I'm at right now, where I'm going, as much as I was against getting rid of Goldschmidt at the trade deadline, how much better would we have been if we would have traded Goldschmidt, stockpiled some guys? We have nobody in the minor leagues who can come up and you can plug in and say, okay, that might be a little too soon, but they're right there ready to go. They don't have anybody.
Well, heck, the guy they thought they had is already back down in Memphis. So, there's some things going on that just aren't going right. And on top of that, I can't agree with the manager, man. We talked about how the one pitcher gave up 7 runs, and he was like, "Oh, he pitched." I'm like, "He pitched well? He had good stuff." No, if he had good stuff, it wouldn't have been 7 runs.
The thing is we're so we've been. I don't want to use the word. It's been ingrained in us that it's like, hey, just trust the process, be patient. Let's just. It's not always about. It's not always about the outcomes. No. When we're playing baseball, it is 1,000% about the outcomes. The guy hit the ball hard, but he hits it to the guy who has a glove every single time. He's not productive. I don't want him. After so long, the rule of averages sets in.
Just look at the numbers. All you have to do in baseball, it's like almost similar to track. Yeah. I mean, because are they getting on base?
Yes.
I'm not saying because of Hattie Bird, but are they getting on base?
Nope.
Are they getting RBI chances? And are they coming through? I mean, the other night, Goldschmidt got up twice with a chance to twice. And the first pitch on the second time, he swings at a pitch that's like 2 or 3 feet outside. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and he didn't even, the offer was awful. I don't know. You're going to have somebody on here probably saying, hey, bring Carpenter. I can't wait till Carpenter gets back here in a minute. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Rhodes will be all over that here in a little bit. We won't let him know that we're on. He probably has no idea.
No, he probably doesn't.
He doesn't. But it's a shame. I mean, Carpenter's injured anyway, so it doesn't matter what he wants or anybody else wants. The fact of the matter is they're so bad, and it just seems like nobody has any answers, and everybody getting up to bat is just trying extremely hard, and nothing's happening. I mean, I'm not saying these guys aren't working. Let's be real here. I'm sure that those guys are going and putting time in the cage. They're trying to fix it. They're watching the video. They're not satisfied with this. But
you almost want to play Burleson a bunch.
I'd be playing anybody who's hitting.
If he hit like he hit the other night, he would have been in the lineup again, and until he stops.
But that's a good point. So you don't have a bunch of guys that, like other teams, are built on platoon guys. Like Tampa Bay is. They run a lot of splits. They run lefties against righties and righties against lefties. We don't have those guys that we can say, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and play this guy here and this guy there. No. We have to rely on one guy for that. So we can't say that we're going to do that all the time and be consistent. So if a guy's hitting, we just need to leave him in the lineup and just say, just keep going.
I don't care if it's a lefty, righty, or whatever. If he's hitting, he's staying.
But it's like, oh, well, hey, Mason Wynn he was 1 for 3 with a walk, and he might have scored a run. I think it's time we give Crawford some at bats.
Well, and that's
what?
And I think that's part of the problem with Wynn. Why the hell you sit him at all? He should not sit.
No,
just throw him out there. He stays out there.
I would never. He doesn't come off the field.
If we are in the gutter, like I think we're gonna be,
yeah, we suck.
We have to trade. We have to get rid of people.
Yeah.
I mean, even if what sucks though, Goldsmith would have got us something last year.
He ain't getting us nothing this year.
Now it's going to be a bargain. Here you go. Take a salary. We're getting
it's some
crappy return.
Some reliever that you never heard of, and the organization's like 12th best prospect.
And then goalie's going to go wherever that is and hit like 7
he'll
bombs
kill
right
it.
off the bat.
He'll kill it.
I mean, I just look at O'Neill. O'Neill's having a decent year. I mean, I'm not saying O'Neill should have been a Cardinal.
No.
I think he needed out of here. But that still goes back to what we've talked about on previous shows. I just don't know what the philosophy is anymore. I don't think the players know. I mean, gosh, DeWitt, I don't know how he's sitting there watching all this. I just said, be patient crap. I can't hear it.
Well, what do you do? What's the? I don't want to go to the game. We were having this discussion at lunch. I think it was yesterday. I don't want to go.
No.
Like if you give me tickets and I get a chance to have all inclusive, that's when I want to go. That's it. There's no giveaway that you can give me that makes me go, yeah, that's when I want to go.
No, I'm not going up to that game unless
No.
it's a free ticket and it's all you could drink and
There
eat.
you go.
That's the only way I'm going, and then I'm definitely going to have to bring someone to drive me. But
Because Jason doesn't like driving in the city.
yes, I don't. I mean, I'm going to drive to Nashville tomorrow, and man, I'm not big when I get to the big cities. This summer, I got to drive in Vegas, dude. Oh my gosh, that's going to be
You're
crazy.
going to Vegas?
Well, we're flying into Vegas. We're going to stay there one night. I mean, not one night to get in trouble, I guess. But I just don't know what the answer is right now. I mean, I like Donovan. Donovan's been hitting pretty decent. I mean, you just look at their lineup. There's just not anything where you just go, great, he's awesome right now, all right? There's just nothing.
No, it's really, really bad. There's nothing that scares you. As a pitcher, oh my gosh, I mean, field day. We just lost 2 out of 3 to the White Sox. The White Sox. And if we wouldn't have had the rain out the other day, we would have got swept by the Mets.
Yeah, we would have got swept.
There's no doubt.
We're
Now,
losing tonight
Yes.
against Milwaukee. Our division's going to crush us, I think.
Yeah. So the question I have, who gets canned first? Who? What move gets made first? Does someone get fired? Does someone get traded? What happens first? Because I don't care what anybody says. And if anybody
Something has to happen.
If you're out there and, happen to be watching because you have nothing better to do with your life, or you decide to turn off the game and watch us, what do you think is going to happen? Because I don't know, but something is going to happen. There's got to be a move that's made at this point. Nothing can suck this bad without something.
And it's got to be
happening.
it's got to be a big name. It can't be like they trade they trade some backup catcher or whatever. I mean, it's got to be someone big. It's got to be a Goldie. It's got to be an Arenado. It's got to be a I hate to say young guys, but a Gorman, or it's got to be someone that makes everyone in the in the clubhouse go, oh crap. I mean, something has to be shook up.
I don't see why you wouldn't just say, okay, you go out and you get rid of those 2 guys that are occupying $60 million of your salary. Because at this point, if they lose 3 out of 4 or worse, lose all of them
To Milwaukee?
yes, something has to happen, because they are not going to be anywhere near in contention for the division moving forward. And that's the only way. They can't make the wild card. The other teams are just too better, so they can't make the wild card. It's division or bust. They're already, 4 games back of Milwaukee. After tonight, they'll be 5 or 6. Then you take those other ones and you add. So you're probably about 9 games back when it's all said and done. Ugh. What are you going to do? You're not good enough to get on a roll.
It's so depressing.
You're not good enough to get on a roll because your guys have proven they're not good enough. They can't hit. I get rid of those 2 guys. I get as much as I can out of them. If they start hitting a little bit better, great. I get rid of them when the time is right, when they're actually doing something. I get as much as I can for them. I pull Walker back up, and I put anybody else who I think, and we just let it ride. Let it ride. Get to trade deadline, and you trade any pitcher that's doing well that's on a 1-year deal.
Well, yeah.
And get something out of them and just tank this year. There is no way. Let's just say this. As a Cardinals fan, Jason, a lifelong Cardinals fan,
yeah,
would you rather the organization say they're trying to win and still suck, or say, we gave it our best shot. We were obviously not doing what we need to do or what we thought we were. So we're going to go ahead and trade off, get some assets, and just absolutely tank this season, because either way, you're still going to lose.
Yeah,
Which one would you rather do?
At least be truthful about the situation.
That's what I think.
I mean, how can you not look at this situation and think we're in dire straits? I mean, it's not like they're going to be able to fix it by trading those two either. I mean, this is going to be, we're going to be miserable for a while. And it's bad when there's no one at the games. I mean, this is St. Louis. We go to Cardinal games. We support them. And right now, I just don't know how you support this regime. I don't know how you support what they're doing. I don't agree with their philosophy. Marmol's just, I don't like him. I don't know what it is.
He's wasn't arrogant.
I wasn't a fan when he got there. And you just got here. He just got into it with that guy again. And that guy's right.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy made some horrible calls.
Well, talk about sucking.
Gosh, the umpires have been terrible.
CB Buckner.
Gosh, awful.
I'm sitting there waiting. I just came in from working on the farm. I'm playing Yahtzee with my daughter, and it's a rain delay. They're getting pounded with rain up in Busch Stadium, and it's just starting to rain there on the farm. And I'm thinking, okay, we'll watch this, when it comes back on. And of course, they keep saying it's like, 30 more minutes, blah, blah, blah. And my daughter's like, can we watch anything else? I'm watching all the, the rain delay programs, where it's highlights of Cardinals of yesteryear that it could actually do something. And wait all that time to have a pitching change because Gorman's at bat with the bases loaded, 2 down, bottom of the 10th. They're down 1 run. They just need to get a base hit or get on base, and then they can extend the game. So they have Gorman, and so what is the White Sox, the worst team in baseball, who's on pace for the most historically bad, the worst season of all time. They put in a lefty pitcher because Gorman doesn't hit lefties very well. So what do the Cardinals do? Well, we're going to counter that. We're going to put Fermin in. No, it was Herrera. Excuse me. It was Ivan Herrera, who has hit better. He's a righty. I've got the guy who I'm thinking can hit 40 home runs, Jason. 40. I didn't say he could hit 40 off all right-handed guys. He's the guy who I'm banking my franchise on, obviously, because he's there. And CB Buckner calls one of the worst third strikes ever. And there was another, I think the first strike was even bad. You could tell CB Buckner had places to go. The dude probably had some kind of, he had something going on maybe on the east side later on because he looked like he was in a hurry.
They said on 101, I think, is he must have had somewhere to be.
He had somewhere to be because he punched him. I mean, it was 4 pitches. 4 pitches and 2 of them were not strikes. And it was like, okay, that's the game. Thanks. Thanks for waiting. Thanks for whatever. I mean, if I was somebody who stayed there at the game, they stopped serving alcohol after the 7th inning, and you're there for 3 hours to watch that. Like, baseball has to do something.
Well, I was surprised that the batter didn't go off and lose it.
He's a better dude than me.
Because I would have.
Oh, I'd have got my money's worth. And that's
coming from a guy that had no technicals this year.
And a guy who had no technicals this year. I know,
that would
right?
be me and you. No
That's
technicals.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
That's what I do. Yeah. No techs.
So this happens, and it's like, wait a minute, what? Number one, Ollie, leave Gorman in and let him hit. Who cares? Okay? Who cares? Why? Why bring in a rookie when a guy who's seen more major league pitches
Well, and he had just crushed a lefty not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't get it. You think he's a cornerstone of this franchise. Let him hit.
Let him hit. But then,
especially when you're getting your butts kicked.
Well, now think about it too. Okay, going back to the umpires now.
Ugh.
You see how the field conditions were before they called it? Like Brebbia had to come out. He's a White Sox pitcher. He goes over to the umpires and says, I can't pitch in these conditions. And he's right. They were awful. He's trying to hide the ball from the rain to keep it dry so he could have a grip on it.
And there's nothing to grip on those balls anymore either.
No,
I mean,
they're awful. They're awful. But the field conditions were bad. The mound's muddy. Everything's muddy. They should have already put the game in delay so the tarp could be put down. So then that way, that's why it took so long.
Well, Major League Baseball wanted to get that game in.
Okay, I want you to think about this, Jason. You know how much a bag of Diamond Dry costs? How much Diamond Dry do you think was put on that for 4 more pitches? 4 more pitches. If I'm the Cardinals, I'm having hey, talk about cheapskate DeWitt. I would be having a conniption fit about the amount of money that I paid just to get 4 pitches. 2 of them were terrible-ass calls.
Oh, he just wanted to get out of there.
Oh, yeah, I got to go. Like, wait, what? That's how the game. I was in more disbelief based on they're watching those guys on the field crew put all of this Diamond Dry on, and then that's it. That was it. They probably wasted at least $1,500 in Diamond Dry for 4 pitches.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, what do they
Sounds
care?
about right.
They don't. I mean, they don't care.
We'll raise the price of beer. That's what we'll do.
Well, yeah. You can't even buy a beer there.
Think about that, man. And then all the people who don't show up for the games. It's only poetic justice, but it's the Cardinal way.
Then they're gonna say St. Louis is bad sports town. I can hear that coming now, and all. No, dude, our owner's got to try to put a product out there.
Yeah,
look at the Battlehawks place. That stadium's packed, 30,000 people.
I agree.
That's the only bright spot in sports right now around. The Blues sucked. Glad that's over. Cardinals suck. SLU basketball sucked. Mizzou basketball sucked. My gosh, a lot of suckage.
A lot of suckage to go around. Definitely a lot of suckage.
What to even root for around here? It's got to be the Battlehawks right now.
Got to be the Battlehawks because it calls the law. We're going to jump in and take a quick break. We come back. We'll talk about some more suckage. We got to jump back into this umpire thing about how terrible that is because, God forbid, again, what are you putting out there? We'll jump into it. I could just do this all day, but we come back. We'll be talking more about that. You're watching the Coach's Box.
I'm a bird stuck in Larry Bird's attic. And I'm going cuckoo.
What the heck?
What you got, Larry? May the best bird win. Rick. You may be a legend on the court, but you're an amateur up here. Heads up, Larry. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
On average, heating and cooling account for around 40% of your energy bills. Introducing the efficient Daikin Fit, a revolutionary HVAC system for ducted homes. While other units use considerable energy turning on and off, the Daikin Fit saves energy through consistent comfort control. It's the perfect fit for homes like yours. See the difference. Feel the benefits. Daikin Fit.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
Hey guys, if you've been in to check out the changes at Casey Buck's Grub and Pub, stop by, check us out. We've got awesome wings. We got great pizza. We got a steak sandwich, a steak salad. Holy cow, we got games. We've got lotto. We've got cold beer. We've got a little bit of everything. Stop by, check us out. Check out the weekly specials. Barbecue, pork steaks, yum. Harold's Market, thank you, my friends. check us out. We are waiting for you.
Everybody, welcome back to the Coach's Box. This is episode 189. Hard to believe.
Man, 11 episodes to the epic 200.
I know, right? Speaking of epic, this is we're here at Jason Jarvis's house. That's where it all began, Jason. Right here.
Yeah, I kind of like
this basement.
I love chilling in this basement, and it's a great place for great things to start, you know, and I can't believe it started here and it's went this long, and even, you know, we've fired some people and put people on assignment, and
yeah,
you know, we're still going though. We're still trucking on through, and that's because we got viewers that actually watch, and we may only have one tonight, but you know,
well, you know, they all come in later.
Yeah,
that's what I've noticed. They all come in later now, unless they think that there's some hot take that we're gonna have. That's when they'll show up.
There was a while back that we had a hot take, and they were all yes. But you know,
I think that had to do with the conference realignment.
Oh, wait, yeah, when the old St. Pius X got kicked out.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Well, good riddance.
I guess. Hey,
I mean, whatever.
Doesn't bother me.
No sweat off his back anymore. But
I mean, hey. I have my opinions and beliefs about it, and none of you guys get to know about it.
Yeah, I've pretty well kept it to myself too. But
maybe
there'll
be a time. There'll be a time for that.
You think?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. I mean, you know, maybe next year.
Maybe the 200th episode.
Maybe the 200th episode we'll start talking about.
And we got to start planning that, you know, not just have.
Wait, Jason, the way we plan stuff.
Well, we gotta. Okay. Well, McVay can't be involved because it'll be all negative.
Yeah, I mean, he gave
his
us
post was the most negative
list.
post ever in our group chat this week, and I was wow.
I took a lot of what he put there, and that is the information, the description of this episode.
I have something that didn't suck.
Oh, okay.
Have you watched Tom Brady's roast?
No, don't. I've seen little bits.
Dude,
I heard it's extremely funny.
You got to watch it. It is very vulgar.
That's okay.
I mean, it's got some vulgar stuff, but man, and Peyton Manning, he just never disappoints. He is good.
He's funny.
Oh, and there was some. Bill Belichick did a good job. I mean, there's some stuff in there, and man, they gave him so much about his marriage. It was great. Get one of them was to go 8-9. Tom Brady's willing to lose his whole family, you know, and just they just rail on him. It's worth the viewing. I had to. Everybody was talking about it. I finally watched it.
I'm gonna try to watch it really soon because everybody's talking about it.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying, you know, you don't want young kids watching it, but man, it was
wait, no young kid should watch a roast of any kind.
That one, nah.
Like the Comedy Central roast, no. Don't let any of your kids watch it. They're not for young.
It's that bad. I mean, there's Gronk was hilarious. I mean, I was rolling when he was on there. It's really good. So if you have not seen that yet, get on Netflix and check that out. It's worth your time.
Absolutely. All right, so we got to jump into, because we still have to talk about some suckage.
Okay.
So we had the positive. Way to throw the positive in there, Jason. You're the essence of
I know.
positivity.
I am turning over a new leaf here,
I don't
Mr.
even know about you
Positivity.
right now.
I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, it's been interesting lately.
Yeah, trust me, I know. I'm about to step into an uncharted territory pretty soon, so we'll see how all that pans out. But let's get on to some suckage. We were talking about CB Buckner and how terrible he is at his job because he is awful. We've
Hernandez
also
are
talked
buds.
about Angel Hernandez and how terrible he is at his job. Major League Baseball has actually had the correctness of its umpires improve over the last 15 years, and the numbers prove it. Okay, since they started tracking those things.
Not those two.
But there's a few of them, particularly those two guys, like any bell curve, bringing everybody else down. And they are the ones, they're not the only ones.
But why do they keep their... I just don't understand it. Why are they getting to keep their jobs?
Well, I don't know. I mean, most people, when they suck at their job,
You get fired.
you get fired.
Or you might not even suck. You just piss off the wrong person. You get fired.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they pissed off enough people. I've seen the TikToks and the Reels and the YouTube
I've
shorts.
seen managers' veins about to explode on their foreheads as they are screaming at them. Players. I mean, obvious. Both sides. Like, the pitcher can't believe when they're called. You know, he's ready for the ball to come back for the next pitch, and he called that a strike 3.
Or walking off the mound, thinking that was a strike. Nope. It's
a batter.
bad.
I mean, how many times have you seen a batter this year, like, drop his hands like, crap, that's strike 3, and then it's not called a strike.
Yeah.
And then the batter's like, you can see him look back.
Or get rung up, or the famous Bryce Harper, when Angel Hernandez was the third base umpire on a check swing that was clearly not the check swing.
Oh my gosh, that was bad.
And Harper freaking blew up on him. I mean, I don't condone athletes losing their mind, because I think it sets a bad example for kids.
Yeah, it does.
But for the love of God, when you are, again, you're talking, now Harper doesn't have anything to worry about. He's locked up for the next probably 9 years still left of his contract. But you've got guys that are fighting for their professional lives. The numbers count in baseball, except for batting average. But does he get on base? Whatever.
Well, unless you play for the Cardinals.
Unless you can't Cardinals. Then, whatever. I mean, just be patient. He hit the ball hard.
7-1 now.
Thanks. But you're fighting for your professional life, and then there's some jackhole who doesn't, he does not get anything right. I mean, all the calls that you make, and you're that bad, sometimes I wonder if he just does it because he can. Are you that bad at your job? I mean, him and Buckner have about as much accuracy as the damn weatherman.
And they don't have, it's not like, I have a little, when it comes to officials and things, this isn't their full-time job. We're lucky we even have enough officials to have games. I've really changed my perception and the way I act towards them.
As you should.
But if I was coaching at this level that they're coaching at, and these guys are blowing those calls that bad, I mean, it'd be hard not to lose it. It'd be hard for a player not to lose it, not to go ballistic. Because every win counts for something.
Right.
And like you said, some of these guys are fighting to stay in the league. And if you're fighting to stay in the league, and this guy blows a call that bad. I mean, it's a shame.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you gotta think these guys. This is their full-time job. You said it right. It's not like they're.
It's not like the guy that just got off of at MoDOT and barely made it to the JV game, and was doing 2 games that night. These guys, this is what they're doing. They're making a good amount of money doing it.
Let's just say they're making, I don't know, $80,000 a year. 80. That's good money. In our profession, that's good money.
I know a bunch of you are going, that's not good money, but,
Okay, well, lucky you guys then.
Yes.
But $80,000 to do basically a summer job, and you're that bad. I mean, you're not going to hire somebody who goes out and does a bad job every time that they walk out there.
No, I mean,
but Major League Baseball does.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. I mean, like when we went to the Final Four, and we saw a lot of officials who I think are good officials. You had Marler there. Marler was watching, like we were sitting by him. He was watching a game that he reffed and was mad because he missed a call or he called it incorrectly. I don't remember exactly how it went. But, dude, I'm like, you're sitting there watching your game? He goes, yeah, I watch almost all of them if I can, especially if I think I made a call, blah, blah. I don't think Angel Hernandez and these dudes are doing that, and this is their full-time job.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate for the rest of us who obviously we're like, this is ridiculous. The fact that we know these guys by name.
Yeah, shit. They're the only 2 I really know, umpire-wise. Buckner.
Joe West, but he's gone
Joe West,
now.
yeah. I mean,
and you knew a lot of the NFL referees because they're the white hats and they're the guys talking. Ed Hockley, guys like that. But
doesn't he have a son too, or something that's doing it? Is ripped too? He got ripped too.
It's a family thing.
Yeah, must be nice.
But you don't know them because of how bad they are.
No.
You know them because when they put them on TV, they say, Ed Hockley, how many years he's been a referee, blah, blah. We know these guys, and they have to talk to the entire world who's watching when they ball start, 75 offense, they talk. You don't get to hear anything from these guys who should be no name. Whether you are the base umpire in the field or you're behind the plate. Like, hell, you're wearing a mask. I shouldn't even know who you are. I should just see you do your job and go, and it should be a pretty good job because you are an umpire at the highest level of baseball. The highest. This isn't, again, those guys could not umpire a high school game.
Well, the NBA's had issues too. I mean, who's the guy that CP3 always, every time he has him?
I know you're talking about now.
I can see him. He's a pretty boy, slick hair guy. And people talk about that guy, and a lot of people know his name. That's the only other one I know is Sago from down south.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I do watch. When I see a girl, I'm always looking to see if it's her.
If it's Natalie or not.
Yeah.
But
I don't know any. I shouldn't know officials' names.
I shouldn't know any of them.
I should know umpires' names.
No. And if I'm a casual fan, and if I know the person, if it's Natalie, that's one thing.
It's different.
But if I'm a casual fan just watching the game, I should know who you are by name.
But almost everybody, even if you're not much of a baseball fan, you hear Angel Hernandez, everyone goes, "Oh, that's."
You roll your eyes.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, that's that dude. It sucks."
Yeah, it's like, did you see that third call? Did you see that third strike call? And you're like, was it Hernandez? Was it CB Buckner? I mean, you when you start naming the dudes,
I mean, they are definitely suckage.
Oh yeah, they suck terribly. Now, you brought up the NBA. Now the NBA has a little issue going on, but that I don't know if it's to the degree.
Your TikTok about Jonte Porter, was so great, and he is a complete imbecile. You could be drawing NBA retirement later in life, but you're dumb and want to bet for $20,000. What are you doing?
If the league minimum was $1 million.
And he sucks anyway, and he's trying to rig games?
Yeah.
What in the world? Dude, just make your 1.2 mil, retire, and make more money than all of us, and not have to do anything.
Now, here's the thing. You could say, well, he can go overseas and play, or he can go to Europe or the Chinese Basketball
Not the same
Association.
as the NBA.
And he might be a superstar there because he's 6'11". But you know what he's not going to get? He's not going to get NBA retirement. So he could be making coin doing that and drawing retirement from the NBA, because that's what a lot of guys do. They stick around long enough to get...
Stephon Marbury played forever overseas.
Yeah, because he already became vested by the NBA in their retirement. Well, hell, I'll just go over here and make more money. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. But that's because now you're double dipping. He can't even double dip because he bet on it. You gotta be freaking kidding me.
That'd be like if, when I get done with this public education thing, if I can get on in a private school and do a little coaching and teaching and, get my retirement plus get paid by the archdiocese.
Well, I mean, Jason, if you feel like retiring right now, I know there's a boys basketball job open.
I did see that there's a boys basketball job at St. Pius X.
There's one open right now.
Man.
To my knowledge, they have not filled it. They did fill the girls' job. Yep.
Has that announcement been made?
Yes, it has. It's been all over social media, even today.
Well, I must not have. I didn't see it. Maybe Pius blocked me on everything.
I'll have to unblock you, Jason.
I'll have to. Well, I doubt you have those powers anymore.
They haven't taken my keys or anything. I still have to go to work,
right.
But yeah, he sucks. But the NBA playoffs, the officials have really struggled in the Knicks Pacers series a little bit at the end of the games. It's been pretty bad.
Yeah, it's been bad.
It's one of those things. Like, I guess if you're, and I've officiated a little bit, like when I got out of high school, because I thought I knew everything about basketball. Like, this is easy. These guys suck. I'll show you how it's done. 18, 19, full of piss and vinegar, don't know anything. And I didn't. And what I find is sometimes you're chasing calls, which means I missed that one. This guy wants me to do a makeup call for him, and I'm like, I'll get him the next one. Well, then when I give him that one, I miss that one for this guy. So now I'm chasing each way. I kind of feel like that series, the officials at the end of games were chasing the calls because they're pretty bad. I mean, they were pretty bad. Now, I don't think Rick Carlisle, who said that it's biased against small market teams, I don't think that's the case. I just think that they were chasing calls because, I mean, the NBA the small market teams are doing a lot better than large market teams right now. So,
Man, Minnesota looks tough.
Yeah.
The Ant-Man, he's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Have you seen the pictures of him and Jordan fused together?
No, I need
They're
to see
hinting that that's Jordan's illegitimate son, maybe, or something, I guess. I don't know.
Stop.
I swear, man.
That's terrible.
They say he looks like Jordan.
No way. But anyway, the thing about that series, Rick Carlisle won an NBA championship as a coach for Dallas. Dallas is like the 5th largest market in the United States. Rick Carlisle needs to shut up. That just tells you how stupid that is. It's like one thing if you were some like a small school basketball coach and you get all these big schools always beating you and then getting all the calls and you've been doing that your whole life. Yeah, that'd be something you should say. But if you're somebody who's won at a big place and then you go and you start coaching a small school and then you're like, oh yeah, big schools get all the calls. Everybody's looking at you like, just shut up. Just shut up. What? You lose all credibility with stupidity.
No one gets all the calls. It's all
rigged.
chance.
It's all rigged. Just ask Zach. Zach says the NBA's rigged. He might be right. You never know. I don't know that one reviewed play where the ball supposed to be a kickball. It wasn't. It's clearly not. It's bad.
I think it was the Lakers series. LeBron did not touch that one ball.
Yeah, but no one cares. It's LeBron.
And he was going off on Coach. Gosh, you want to talk about just a debacle. Will you please retire? Retire or go somewhere else. I'm sick of you seeing you screw up the Lake show.
I got a question for you since you're a big-time Lakers fan. But you're an even bigger LeBron fan. So I'm going to ask you this.
No, I am not.
I know you are. Don't even lie. Does it hurt LeBron's legacy? Okay, and I'm going to say this tongue-in-cheek a little bit. Because I think LeBron has had a fantastic career. I think he is one of the most uniquely talented basketball players of all time.
I agree.
Does it hurt his legacy that he has had so many coaches, especially since he's been in Los Angeles?
It's been the talk. Not even just coaches, but think about all the players the Lakers have brought because of him.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, you look at his last, 2 titles? They kind of have asterisks, right? I mean, one was COVID.
One's in a bubble that nobody got to see.
Yeah, and the other one was what? That wasn't that a shortened?
No. It was the Cleveland. Well, that might have been they had a little bit of a lockout.
Yeah, it was the lockout, and we grew up watching Jordan. You know, I mean, Magic was my favorite player. So, like, when they talk about all-time greats, I kind of get aggravated that, everyone talks Jordan and then LeBron. And I'm like, what about Kobe? What about Magic? Bill Russell? I mean, I'm tired of the Jordan LeBron thing. I'm tired of everyone saying who's the GOAT, who's not the GOAT. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Bar none. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how many numbers LeBron puts up. Jordan, just his demeanor compared to LeBron's. I mean, I think a lot of LeBron's antics have hurt his legacy.
Sure.
Dude, it is incredible that he can do what he's doing at his age. I mean, it is incredible. And the work he's had to put in to keep himself in that type of shape to play those types of minutes at the crucial times. But I just don't feel he has the MJ it factor. And it's like I've been watching a lot of, dude, it's been all over TikTok. It's all over social media, the whole GOAT thing. And I mean, LeBron's almost too nice of a guy. Like, Jordan would kill you.
I don't even know.
Kobe Bryant would, he would rip your jugular out. I mean, LeBron, and he just, some of the stuff he says, and did Michael Jordan, has he ever said, I don't think he's ever said, I'm the GOAT.
No.
He didn't have to say it.
Didn't have to say it.
Magic, when he was in his prime, he retired at like 32 years old or something.
He kind of had to.
I know. But, then he came back, But anyway, I mean, he never said I'm the greatest, I mean, dude, rookie year was a center.
Yeah.
And LeBron just wears me out. I just cannot wait until he's done. And that's terrible. I know some people, oh my God, you don't want to watch all this history. No, I don't want to watch it anymore. I hate watching them whine to the refs. And I hate LeBron. Golly. My son, it's like, he grew up in the LeBron.
Sure.
So the LeBron, I mean, he's number 23. Dylan was always number 23. LeBron. And now I did bring him up a Laker fan, so
it's your fault now.
And
blaming you.
And it's just, I don't know. I'm just LeBron's. I'm tired of it.
I think the act is worn thin. I mean, I think it really has.
I mean, the whole Miami thing was ridiculous.
That was debacle.
I mean, and the difference with LeBron and what makes Jordan and Kobe and some of these other guys that I look at as greats, they didn't have to move all over the place to do it. They didn't get a bunch of coaches fired to do it.
Nope.
And now, granted, Jordan had one of the greatest minds in basketball ever in Phil Jackson, but he really had to change how he thought about basketball. Jordan did when he went from, who was it?
Doug Collins.
Yeah, Doug Collins, who I think is a great basketball
He even
coach.
had somebody else when he first got drafted. I can't even remember that guy.
I don't remember who that was, but
He's
Doug
short-lived.
Collins, and he really had to change the triangle offense.
Yeah.
Because Jordan could have put up even bigger numbers but then he might not have won all those championships. So
There you go.
There's so many variables, but I'm just so sick of the LeBron.
Well, in the bad part about LeBron is, and you touched on it, it's there's a lot of me. I mean, hell, who talks in the third person?
Oh,
people who are conceited. And look, I mean, I can't say that he's not an athletic specimen and one of the most talented basketball players ever, because he is. I think, I believe I touched on this last week when, none of you guys were here and it was just me doing the show. But LeBron you cannot compare LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or anybody before them, because the NBA has had different eras where different play dictates.
Oh, the type of play is so different.
1,000%. And the type of athlete is different, because if LeBron was playing back in the day, he would have just been a power forward, a center, whatever. Oh, you can handle the ball. It's great. Here, you're posting up back to the basket. It's not the same game. And obviously he could do a lot more stuff, so it is what it is. But you can't compare, because you don't have that same type of athlete and you don't have the same type of game. It's like saying Steph Curry is one of the greatest guards ever. He could shoot it better than anybody. Well, a lot of people who are older would say Jerry West could shoot it better than him, and he didn't have the three-point line. So what could Jerry West have done? Again, you can't compare those. When the game has changed that much, there's different levels. So I would say LeBron is the best of this generation.
I will say one thing that LeBron has over most of the greats. He hasn't done anything stupid.
He hasn't done anything
like
stupid.
he Kobe had the whole Colorado thing.
Yep.
Jordan had the whole
gambling.
Went to baseball, came back. Some believe he was sneakingly suspended from the NBA or told to leave for a while. I don't know of anything with LeBron. I think he's been with the same girl his entire career.
Yep.
He
built a school.
He didn't Wilt Chamberlain it. And if he did, and if he is going to all these cities and doing the things like that, then he is good at getting away with it, because
sign this NDA.
There has not been anything on his character.
No.
That's the one thing he has over all of those guys
Correct.
that we've mentioned is his character. And for him to start as young as he did and not to do something stupid, I mean, look at Jay Morant and some of these other young guys that came in. They've done some stupid things.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even play anything but high school straight to pros.
Correct. And I will say that's always when me and McVay get into these discussions. That's the one thing McVay says. He goes, hey, he didn't do anything. He hadn't done anything. You didn't see him on the news. You hadn't seen him in cuffs.
I mean, and
I agree with that. He's not in that sense, he is a really good role model.
Oh, yes.
For kids. For everything else and the stupid crap that comes out of his mouth, though, about my patented hook. Shut up. You don't have a patented hook shot. The most patented thing for you is a flop.
And every time he takes a three, I just cringe.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like,
why?
I know he's improved on it, but gosh, it drives me nuts. He takes them late in the games when you should be putting your head down and getting your big ass to the gosh dang rim. Quit settling for threes. He did in the last series they lost. I just
Do you think he got tired? You've seen it. You've seen guys settle for threes when they're tired instead of going. You see it at the YMCA.
Well, I always did settle for threes.
Like everybody in the YMCA now is like, who's going to shoot the three?
I can't get up. When we played the old man's league, I couldn't get up and down the court anymore.
You or anybody else. It's exactly
I had
what
to
was
shoot
happening.
threes, man. I couldn't do anything else.
It's like, who's the idiot running all the way to the goal? Stop. I'm going to shoot this.
And I was always afraid of going to the hoop because I was afraid I'd get hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd do something stupid and land on someone's ankle. And
maybe that's LeBron's problem. Maybe he's afraid of getting hurt.
That dude ain't afraid. Well, he is kind of whoosh. He's
starting to get hurt more.
Every time he gets touched, dog, go away. Every time he gets touched or anything, it's he is the king flopper too.
He is. I saw someone at work showed me a graphic of if the NBA logo was LeBron, it was all the poses of him flopping, and one of them was where it's laying long ways on the ground. With the logo of him a towel on his face. It is great.
There was also a thing on TikTok where it had all of his like flop moments. Oh my gosh.
He flops a lot.
Some of them he was not wasn't even close to being touched.
No.
And all his eye.
The good thing, before we go to break, the good thing that we know is when LeBron's basketball career is over, he does have an opportunity to take his flopping talents to the WWE.
Boy, he'd be a big SOB.
Hey, but you see those guys, there's a lot of flopping there too.
I know this has nothing to do with it. It just popped in my head when you brought up WWE. I think Mike Tyson may kill Jake Paul. Have you looked at any of that?
Yeah, I've watched
Tyson is ripped.
Oh, that hasn't changed.
Like, no, but he is in like, dude, Jake Paul, you are nut. Jake Paul, back out. You have to back out. You're gonna die.
He's gonna be Tony in Rocky IV. Stop the fight! Stop the fight! Throw the towel! Throw the towel!
Throw the damn towel!
Throw the damn towel!
Oh man, I've been. I mean, Tyson looks like the old Tyson, man. I'm like,
except he's got a lot of gray.
I know, but Jake Paul, I'd probably get in the ring too if I got paid what you're probably going to get paid. So,
would you do that and only be able to drink fluid from a straw and eat watered down oatmeal for the next 6 weeks?
Yes.
That's good. It's a good weight loss program, that's for sure.
I mean, for the amount of money he's going to get for that one fight. I just think, though, it just popped in my head. I've been seeing that Mike Tyson stuff, and I'm like, oh, man, he is back to Mad Mike. It is going to be maybe it won't be. He's old. I mean, Jake does have that on him, and Jake has looked good in some of the things that he's done, but
he's not fighting Mike Tyson in those other things.
I know. Wow.
know.
Anyway, we need to go to break.
We're going to break. We come back. We'll finish this show up. You're watching the Coaching Staff.
I'm a bird stuck in Larry Bird's attic. And I'm going cuckoo.
What the heck?
What you got, Larry? May the best bird win. Rick. You may be a legend on the court, but you're an amateur up here. Heads up, Larry. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
On average, heating and cooling account for around 40% of your energy bills. Introducing the efficient Daikin Fit, a revolutionary HVAC system for ducted homes. While other units use considerable energy turning on and off, the Daikin Fit saves energy through consistent comfort control. It's the perfect fit for homes like yours. See the difference. Feel the benefits. Daikin Fit.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com.
Hey guys, if you've been in to check out the changes at Casey Buck's Grub and Pub, stop by, check us out. We've got awesome wings. We got great pizza. We got a steak sandwich, a steak salad. Holy cow, we got games. We've got lotto. We've got cold beer. We've got a little bit of everything. Stop by, check us out. Check out the weekly specials. Barbecue, pork steaks, yum. Harold's Market, thank you, my friends. Check us out. We are waiting for you.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Coach's Box. We caught us there for a little bit. We were just putting our headphones back on. We were having a side conversation, and then it's like, hey, we got to show us.
We were kind of doing the after hours early.
A little bit. You almost caught us. No, I'm kidding. We had it muted. Don't worry. But if you do like our show and you want to catch more of it, you can go back and watch us on YouTube. And we'd like for you to subscribe as the graphics were showing. You can do all that for free. You can watch all of our episodes, 189 of them, as a matter of fact. They're on YouTube. You can watch us on Facebook. And if you get a chance and you like our show, just go ahead and comment, like it, subscribe.
Share it.
You know, put a comment there, even if it's some ignorant, even if you're putting one of those weird hacker things on there and trying to steal people's information, go for it. If you're one of those people, you know, go ahead and throw that out there.
Like this Tierra
that's where I was kind of going. Apparently, we're popular. We've been popular in China before, Jason.
Yeah, China's one of those places.
China.
So, breaking news this week. No more Friday Night Lights on the radio.
Yeah.
No more.
Not here in Jefferson County.
No more call-in show. Some people who I've, just learned to admire, like Ryan Reinheimer and others, are not. I mean, I thought Hal did a pretty good job with the sports recently. Hal, is it Nizer, right?
Oh my gosh, you caught me.
I just know Hal, and all these people that worked for our local radio station, and it's Alpha Media that owns it, right?
Yeah.
And they, out of the blue, just canned everybody, and we will not have local AM. I mean, for people like my parents that are older. And, I know there's some people that maybe like can't get out to go to games and things of that nature. The radio around here, our coverage around here has been so good. We've had so many other, so many guys that were the sports people there, not getting paid crap, but doing a wonderful job of covering high school sports. And it is, when I read the post on Facebook that they were all told that no more local programming on those stations, my heart sunk a little bit. I mean, I grew up, that's what I grew up with. Couldn't make it to the game. You listened to it on the radio. I just think it's such a disservice to our kids. No more Dream Team.
Yeah.
No more banquets for that. No more. Off the Rails Media does not condone the actions of the radio stations here. KJFF no longer going to be around.
Well, now it's the radio stations will still be there, but what they
won't
will
be
not,
on my
what they
won't be
will
on my
not
stuff.
have. Yeah, I get you there. What they will not have is they will not have the local stuff. It will be all syndicated. It will be all syndicated programming. So all of your local people who are reading sports and doing all this stuff, weather, everything else.
What's the college show where you're selling stuff?
The Trading Post?
Yes.
I got 4 rakes down here. You can take all 4 of them for $2, or you can pick one out. Each one of them 75 cents. The math doesn't add up. I know. But,
I loved that.
I know.
To that show. It's funny.
It's good stuff. The So this is happening around the state.
I know. I had some friends comment the post that you shared with us. I shared it on my Facebook page and said how upset I was about it, and it's happening across the state of Missouri, and all these local stations that they do so much for the community, and they do so much for like schools. And our superintendent, Dr. Freeman, gets on the radio every so often to give a report and things. And, it's sad.
Yeah. So not only is this affecting the KTJJ, I want to make sure I get them all right before I mess that up. And KJEF, and what's KREI?
Mm-hmm.
All of that, all of the people doing that they're gone, but Alpha Media released the entire programming staff of KWIX, Cress, Kirk, and KTCM in Moberly, Missouri. They released the entire staff without any warning or any whatever.
Does this affect My Mo Info then?
My Mo Info is Alpha Media, and they do Central Mo Info, Northwest Mo Info.
So
they're all over the state.
That's going to all be gone.
That is correct.
Dude, that's where I would go to get all my brackets for basketball, and it would help me with scouting and all kinds of stuff.
Now, KFMO, I believe, is totally different.
Yeah, KFMO is going to be.
They are.
So the MAAA and that'll still get covered down there.
Yeah, they're in good shape. But everybody else, this is.
So do you think? Does that open it up something that someone? You would think someone would grab this and maybe run with it around here.
It depends. The thing about radio is the same problem that you have with something like newspaper,
or it's podcast too, or any of that. You have to get support.
Exactly.
You have to get money somewhere.
Well, in order to have people working in your radio station, you need money.
You got to have advertisement.
We kind of hit on it a little bit at the beginning of the show, Jason. How much does stuff cost?
Well, and that's why this crap's happening.
It's exactly why it's happening.
I know we have the internet, and I know we have all this, and it's great. We can go live.
Do we have the internet?
And it's great that we can do our podcast, and
correct,
and people can do live stream shows and live stream, football and basketball events and stuff. But, dude, the radio, local radio, you're not even going to get local weather anymore. You're not going to get none of that stuff, dude. I would listen to it sometimes in the morning and listen to Ryan Reinheimer. I think he does such a great job. And now you're not going to get that anymore. You're not going to get, the obituaries, or you may have, some people, that's what they did every day. They turned that on in the morning. And what a shame. And to just all of a sudden, evidently they did. The people that worked there had no clue.
Yeah, nobody knew.
Just
nobody knew.
Absolutely devastating. I think it's going to hurt high school sports. I think it's going to hurt the coverage. I think it's going to hurt. I just don't like it. Man, the Dream Team and all that stuff, that was cool stuff that the radio did.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. I mean, like where I'm from, you had the Mountain Echo newspaper and the Wayne County Journal-Banner, and now they're both still around, but they both had to combine, and they're both ran by the same group or company or whoever owns it now, because they have to. All of the local press is dying out, and a lot of it has to do with social media. A lot of it has to do with what we're doing in here right now. We're having a podcast that literally costs nothing to view, nothing to watch or listen to. By the way, if you want to, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It's also free. But
everything we do is free.
Everything we do is free. Free.
Well, it had been free for Chris and some of us, but I mean, it's been free.
Yeah.
Like when we used to go to La Pachanga, Jarvis's bank account was hurting, but
is that why we stopped going in person? It's like Jason's like, no more.
No, we need to go. Joel will have us anytime we want. We
That's
need to go
true.
down there again. But dude, I grew up. Dude, we would listen to that like as soon as my brothers were done playing, and we would go to Stoplight and eat. That was like one of the things we always did on a Friday night. Probably go to Stoplight after the game. I mean, all depending on how crazy a night it might have been, you might not have been able to go to Stoplight after the game, but you would turn on the radio show. You get to listen to coaches talk about their teams, listen to what they have to say, and listen to how they won or lost the game. And it was just so personable and so local that it's going to be missed. I mean, I'm going to miss like the Rolla Herbert tournament. It's always been on the radio. Always at the championship and all that.
Yeah.
That's just, it's crazy to me.
It's even J98.
Yeah.
J98 was affected by this too. And that's the thing. I mean, you said it, the Dream Team and all this local coverage, it's all going away. And it's unfortunate because you got to know some of those personalities too that called the games or were doing the shows. Mark Toady was one that I remember who was there for years. He was a part of that company when I was in high school. I mean, and he was let go as well, which is it's extremely unfortunate, and it takes a lot of that personal feel away, that community feel that keeps us all kind of together a little bit, and it's all gone. I mean, it's again, everything sucks. Everything sucks. That sucks for a lot of people. I mean, not just us or whatever, but good gosh,
just the coverage of small businesses. I can think of parades. I mean, we just go on and on and on about what the local media would cover and do. I mean, we're lucky that the Leader's as good as it is. That's something that it's a staple around here. Not to throw shade at the Leader, they've scaled back quite a bit. Yes, they have, because how can you not?
Yeah.
I mean, I talk about this with my parents all the time. My mom just cannot believe the stuff that I'm paying and how much I'm having to pay for stuff. Like when I tell her how much I'm paying for health insurance for my family, she's like, I'm like, yeah, Mom, it's more than my house payment.
Yeah.
More than my house payment. My health insurance is more than my house payment. By next year, by over $300 more than my house payment, almost $400. More than my house payment to have everyone in my family. Now, I have everyone. I have all three of my kids and my wife, Tara Lynn, on there, but it's just everything in our economy is bad.
Yeah.
And when I heard this about the radio station, when you lived and grew up in Jefferson County, or like you in South Iron, you had, you probably had a radio station down there that you always listened to.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it. I wish I had money. I would start a local radio station. That'd be fun.
Hey, there you go. You should do that.
Man, that would be fun.
We could start a bar. with a radio station in it.
Right here in the basement.
You don't need a lot of equipment, do you?
Well, I'm gonna have to change from AT&T internet probably, but
Hey, it's held up so far, Jason.
Oh, I probably shouldn't have said nothing.
Yeah, I know. Knock on wood.
But
here.
I mean, I wish we had more than a couple viewers right now because I want to get what people are thinking about this. I'm interested to see what the fallback will be, and I mean, I'll never turn on 98.5 now. Why? The only reason why I even have that saved in my truck. I usually drive to our away games pulling the trailer, right? Dude, one of the first things we do is get in the damn truck and turn that on and hear what our opponents did for the next week.
Yep.
Hear what all the conference teams did and then see, what players went off or who had the most tackles, who had the most yards. And it's just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's still saved in my phone, the regional radio phone number. Whenever we play a game,
I know. Now I'm not even going to.
You can't call in your score. Why? You can't do it now. There ain't nobody going to answer on the other end. Maybe a computer.
That's insane to me.
Hi, you've reached J98 Regional Radio. We're not around right now because we're ran by Google AI and ChatGPT.
I mean, and maybe our athletes won't understand it, but I still think I think maybe some of them will. I don't know. When I heard it was statewide, then I was like, oh, so everybody's getting rid of their local stations?
Everybody's doing it. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
There's got to be, someone's got to start it. I don't know who, but someone in this area needs to get on it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we could find some people who could do it and put it behind a paywall. There's plenty of people who want to make an extra buck here and there. The great thing too, which sucks, a lot of people had their businesses sponsored. They sponsored those shows, and now they lose a form of advertisement for their businesses. That I get it. You're not always saying that. Well, that's the only way people know who we are. But advertisement's kind of important if you're a small business, and a lot of small businesses have lost that ability to advertise because they're going syndicate.
Yeah, they can't afford to advertise on a syndicate.
Yeah, who knows what the price change that is from having your ads ran on a local show, the Trading Post, or somebody could actually do a live read, to now you have to pre-record it and then
that's what I'm so confused.
You're getting played statewide, so now it's a bigger deal. So why does a mom and pop, I'll just use a mom and pop laundromat from this area want to have their business read out in Moberly or Lebanon or somewhere else
why
like
would
that?
A place like Stoplight, I know that.
I
know that Chris Grass is, he does a lot, and they put advertisement out there. And why do they need someone in Columbia, Missouri to hear their advertisement?
They don't. So why do they want to pay that price too?
No.
Oh, you get your stuff read everywhere. It's like, I don't do business out there. So why do I want to do that? They don't. So they're not going to pay the prices.
It's crazy to me.
Now, again, you say, well, it's just money I save, but then does that translate into money I lost, in the long run? Who knows? You can also advertise with social media. Let's be real here.
Well, yeah, you can.
But
what
the Post House player of the game kind of stuff, or here's your $5 to the stoplight or whatever, because you're to the kid, and that's always cool for them.
The Applebee's was the one big one. Yeah,
Applebee's is big, even though Applebee's is like, yeah, it's all right.
And Applebee's is a like
a chain.
Major chain, but
it's owned by someone local.
Yes, and it's local stuff. It's just upsetting to me. I think about all the events that I've coached in. And it's not. I don't remember when I played as much because I was a lineman. Hell, they don't.
Still don't remember those days.
Well, they don't interview linemen, so
you don't.
No, unless you're, defensive end, you got 25 sacks or something. But it's just, I don't know. It's just crazy, kids always got to get on there a lot of times. You know, they interviewed kids, and it's just, I felt like our local radio station did a great job.
I agree.
I thought that for as little as those dudes were getting paid, I just think they do a great job, and it's a shame. It's Ryan Reinheimer is like one of my most favorite voices to hear do a game, and I know he'd scaled back from doing games and he was doing news and all that stuff, but what a bummer.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer. It really is.
It's appropriate for Zach McVay. I mean, I know you're not watching, but you suck just as much as this decision by the radio
where's Zach
sucks.
at? Oh, he's a GCS.
GCS. Well, I hope it's
He's
not.
probably
I
home
hope
by
it's
now.
not total suckage up there too. But
Yeah, it could be.
could be. I mean, I don't care if you guys won or lost, but whatever.
I mean, I hope the kids do well.
There you go. It's all about the kids.
If Zach happens to have a baseball bat tossed because it slipped out of someone's hands and hits him in the back of the head, like in Major League, hey, Joe Boo needs a refill.
Well, we know that the local radio station won't be there to see it. Maybe there's some live stream out there or something,
Yeah, but
behind a paywall.
I mean, there's paywalls. And stuff?
Not for Off the Rails Media, there isn't.
Absolutely not for Off the Rails Media. Because we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a depressing show, Chris, and we're ending on a real depression.
I know, right?
I mean, I still couldn't get over when I read the post. I read the post and was like, really? We're not going to have... Like, I can't even... Like, nothing.
No, you got to think about it, Jason, and we'll finish with our last topic of the night, because there's been a lot of really sad things happening here, and I'm sure we'll get to the point because as anything, there's peaks and valleys. We're kind of in a valley right now. You mentioned it. There's not a lot to be excited about if you're a Missouri Missouri sports fan, like St. Louis, Mizzou.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty excited about Gates and all these guys that he's gotten, and I'm excited about Mizzou football. I can't wait. I'm going to have to go up to see Dylan more often now. He's living off campus, so maybe I have a place to sleep. He'll hate it, but I'm going to have to go up there and visit a little bit.
He's going to be like, Dad, stop.
He just got a job at Home Depot today.
Did
Got
he?
hired today. Yep.
Man.
His first day back. Can you believe that? It's May 9th, and he's back from college already.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can believe that. That's how early it's been for...
It was not that early when I was in school.
Are you sure? Can you remember that?
Okay, well.
That's fair, right?
That is
that's what I
fair.
thought. Okay, so...
What's this last topic?
Last topic. Well, we didn't cover it. The Blues took the interim tag off of Bannister, so they have a new head coach that's officially the head coach and not the interim head coach. What's your thoughts and predictions? What pick did the Blues get? 16th, 17th? 16th. So they're right there. They got the last lottery pick. What's our thoughts on the Blues moving forward, Jason? Is there any positivity that's going to come out of that?
It's more suckage to me. I mean, I don't think Bannister did a bad job, but
I don't think he did either.
I don't know that removing that tag and now he becomes the head coach. I don't know that it really maybe he's and then he's got a 2-year contract. So does this change his demeanor? Is he not going to be as straightforward as he was with them? Blah blah. I don't know. I just thought maybe they would go try to make a splash, but maybe this is like a stopgap guy because it's going to be a couple years before they can turn this around. I don't know.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I've said this before about Doug Armstrong in comparison to how he does things to John Mozeliak and the Cardinals.
And that's why I'm like not ripping it because it's Doug Armstrong.
Okay.
He brought us a cup. We got a cup and he was the general manager.
Correct.
So
he made it happen.
So I'm not going to the Petrangelo thing, I want to punch him. But other than that,
okay. Let's think about this. You're Doug Armstrong. The Blues won a cup in 2019. They were probably favored to go far in the playoffs in 2020 until COVID happened, right? They were having a good year, and obviously things didn't quite go as well the next couple years. You have to fire the most popular Blues coach ever. Scotty Bowman was the Blues coach, and he was fired, but nobody cares because he didn't win the cup. He got there, he didn't win it. But Craig Berube did win it, and you fired him.
And had a beer like afterwards,
And
right?
it's like, yeah, he knew it had to happen. He is not afraid to get rid of things and tear things down and say, it didn't work, so let's try something else. And that's what he does. But the Cardinals will double down on their stupidity and say, oh, you just got to be patient. It's going to work out here in a little bit. You guys just need to be patient, and you just got to trust the process. And, they're doing really well. No, they're not. And the Blues were not doing really well. And 2 years ago, he traded off assets and got 3 first-round picks. He got rid of the guy who was the captain. He got rid of the best offensive player. And he got rid of other guys. And he got 3 first-round draft picks, Jason. He is not afraid to flip the lineup over.
No, he's not.
And he's not afraid to go out and get new guys, and that's including the coach. And that's why I am cautiously optimistic that they can turn it around. I don't think Berube could win with the roster as it was constructed, but I do think that Armstrong will try to fix the roster. I really, really do.
Oh, it's a totally different thought process with the Blues than if this was the Cardinals.
Yes. Now, Zach thinks that his message, he said, well, they got a new coach. He probably sucks too. Now, Zach doesn't know jack diddly about hockey, and he's trying to say whatever. Probably because he was in such a negative mood. But I think Bannister did a good job for what he was handed. I just don't know if you can get Jordan Kyrou to play a 200-foot game. And there's a couple of other things that they need to fix, like the defense. But I do think that Armstrong will try to fix the team and put a winner out there. And that I am, despite all the suckage last 2 years with the Blues, I do believe that they have the best chance of turning it around even next year. The Cardinals, no, they're 3 years away at best. And I'm saying at best. This could be a drought. But the Blues, no, they could definitely flip it. If they can get rid of those, if they can convince guys who have no trade clauses to take the trade to those other teams. That's a big deal. That's probably the only thing that aren't outside of letting Pietrangelo walk. That's probably the thing that he's made the biggest mistake is giving guys no trade clauses. Even though everybody gets one.
No, the problem is everyone's giving them.
Everybody's doing it.
Sound like Jill.
Oh, kids don't do that.
Everybody's getting to.
Getting to what?
But yeah, I mean, the Blues doesn't depress me like if this was the Cardinals. So I give Armstrong benefit of the doubt on this.
Who do they move first? They're going to move somebody. They can't go with the roster as constructed now. And I'm sure they'll have some cap room. And I'm not saying a free agent or letting someone walk, but who under contract do they move? They got to move somebody. Have to.
Kyrou.
No chance. They will not. They will wait. They will equate it to the Dylan Carlson over my cold dead body or grip from my cold dead hands, whatever the hell Mozeliak said.
Is it the other guy then?
Thomas?
Yeah.
No, I don't trade Robert Thomas. Robert Thomas is a good second line center. I keep him because I've got.
Well, then who's it going to be? Because everyone has no trade clause.
I'm going to try to get rid of Krug, Falk, or Parayko.
They've tried to.
I would trade. Who do you want
out of those
to go
three?
to?
I think it's going to be Parayko because I think they can get rid of him.
God, I trade all three of them.
I'm not a Parayko fan.
I trade all three of them and try to get two guys that are good in comparison to three guys who aren't great.
I mean, there's a lot of people that want them to get rid of Kyrou or Thomas, maybe.
Well, I don't think a lot of people are saying Thomas. I think people are saying Kyrou because obviously when your comments go against the most popular coach in franchise history, it doesn't sit well with the fan base who got to endure 50 years of
misery.
Not winning. But
I don't know. I don't know who they're going to trade first, but they're going to trade somebody.
Somebody's going to move. There's no doubt about that. They've got to. And here's the thing. Armstrong will. He'll move somebody. Just the way it is. So, Jason, I think we're out of topics because I think we covered all of the suckage going on right now.
Man, there's a lot of suckage. Man, Zach's sucking on our on our text group.
After he goes on a rant, he says, "This is me being negative, Nelly. I'll shut up now." Zach needs some happy juice. He needs some happy juice in his life. You know, that's sad. It's okay. Zach, we still like you. I didn't say love you. We still like you, though. Hopefully you won tonight. So that way you're not miserable. But anyway, lots of big stuff to look forward to. We do have the NBA. I will say this: the NBA playoffs have been fun to watch.
Yeah, they have been.
We will touch real quick. Anthony Edwards is legit.
Ant's the man.
He is legit.
Like if I'm gonna, which I mean, I'm almost 50. I haven't bought a jersey in a long time, but if I buy one, it's Ants.
I mean, I don't blame you there.
And if I get a chance, I've never been to an NBA game.
You want to go to the Timberwolves game?
I want to go to a Timberwolves game.
Timberwolves in Memphis?
Ooh, let's do it.
Ooh, we could. Those tickets are going to be expensive.
It's during basketball season.
I know. That's the worst part about it. Unless it's right now, and then those tickets are really expensive. Damn it.
I don't think my wife would approve of that road trip right now.
I understand that.
I'm saving for vacation.
It is what it is. You know, my dad, who never gives compliments to anything and doesn't like anything, said that he goes, you know, Anthony Edwards is the closest thing to Michael Jordan since Kobe Bryant. And I'm like, what? Is this actually coming out of your mouth? This is a guy who's watched some of the best ever play. He got to watch all kinds of dudes, you know, that I never got to watch. He got to watch Oscar Robertson play. He got to watch Jerry West play. I mean, Havlicek.
The more and more that since Kobe's passed, there's been a lot of stuff put out there, or just interviews. And dude, my For You page has lots of Jordan, lots of Kobe stuff always on it.
Yeah, because there's just a lot of great things.
That dude loved basketball.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
I mean, you cannot deny the time that man put in.
No, man.
And his thought process on why he was doing it. I mean, Kobe's top 5. He's in the top 5.
And again, it's all subjective to what you have witnessed and what you've seen. I mean, there's so many great players that came through in the NBA. So again,
our era, when you think about it, had a lot.
God.
I mean, I'm just off the top of my head, Hakeem. I mean, I got to see Kareem. I got to see Magic. I got to see Clyde Drexler. I mean, I'm not even naming great ones. Wait a
minute.
Dave Robinson, Tim Duncan.
Clyde Drexler and Dominic Wilkins
Dominic Wilkins.
were two of the most dynamic players at their position. The only reason that we don't know more about them is because of a guy named Michael Jordan.
Oh, I agree.
And Clyde Drexler played in 2 NBA finals.
Yeah.
And he lost because the Pistons were really good and the Bulls were really good.
My brother was a Clyde Drexler fan. That was his, and Dave's 54, I guess, 5, whatever he is, around that age. And he has so many autographed Clyde Drexler stuff at his house.
No
it's
kidding.
Awesome. Oh, Clyde was my brother worked for a memorabilia place. So yeah, and he's got Wayne Gretzky's autograph. I mean, he's got some cool crap in his basement. But Clyde was his favorite.
That's
and he's got a
interesting.
lot of Clyde Drexler stuff.
But it's just funny how that all goes because this generation doesn't know who the human highlight film is.
No.
It blows my mind.
I mean, they don't D Brown.
Yeah.
Dunk champ, out of nowhere. They don't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, now the greatest players don't LeBron's never done a dunk contest, has he?
I don't think so.
I don't think he has.
Kobe did one time, and then he beat local basketball standout Chris Carr.
Yeah,
Chris Carr got second place.
That
I'm
was
pretty
a
sure
tough
Chris
one.
Carr should have won it.
That was a tough one to watch because I watched Chris Carr play in high school against my Festus Tigers. We beat him. He was kind of injured, which helped. We beat them to win a state championship that year, and Kobe's one of my favorites ever. And
He was okay.
I was rooting for Carr in that dunk contest, man.
I was rooting for
I mean,
Carr, too.
come on.
Yeah.
From Arcadia Valley.
SIU, and boom, there he is with the Timberwolves. You're like, what?
Oh, man, it's so cool.
Should have won it. He played. He was drafted by Phoenix, and then he went to Timberwolves. Hey, but you know what? He was smart. He got his NBA pension.
Yep.
You know who didn't? Jonte. Idiot. Freaking idiot.
I think of some, Carr, Allen that played at Maplewood. He's another one that, local guys that I've either coached against or seen play and blah, blah, blah. I mean, Allen, I always thought he would make it somewhere in something. That dude was.
Brian Allen, 2-time state champion, two-way sports star. Man, he was good.
Gosh,
he was good on the gridiron, just as good, maybe better than he was on
He
the
hurt
court.
us at Crystal, man. We had some damn good teams at Crystal, and we couldn't stop that dude.
I don't know too many people who could stop him.
I think it was 7-7 at half, and then Allen touches the ball 5 times in the second half, and all of them were touchdowns.
Yeah, he was okay.
I was the D coordinator. I needed to be fired. It doesn't matter. I had two.
Did you lose your job after that?
I had 2 people covering him. It didn't matter. Oh my God! You played the music. That's a bad memory.
It's about time. I didn't mean it like that. Dang,
Wow, was that
bro.
out loud? Was that out loud?
Yes,
oh
it
my God.
was.
Well, me and you knew what I was talking about, but no one else might. But hey, I'm glad if you're the one and only person that watched this tonight that you were here because we enjoy doing this show. We enjoy being free, and free. And even if Jim Powers comes up with every excuse not to be here, usually me and Chris are.
That's right. We'll figure out a way to make it work.
And if you saw what we had working right now of how these mics are held up in our screens right now.
We'll be putting that on our Coach's Box Facebook page. It's impressive.
It's impressive.
I'm really happy with myself for making this work.
And the box that we're using that all this stuff is sitting on is a donation from the Crystal City School District probably in 2012.
There you
when
go.
I moved all my crap out of that building after 10 wonderful years. This box has football stuff on it, and that is what we're using, and it has all of our stuff propped up so that we could do the show for free. That's why we're free. We use cardboard boxes.
Cardboard boxes.
So it's a shame Alpha Media couldn't do that.
They could have.
Alpha Media is like a dirty word in my mouth now.
Among other things. So So appreciate you guys tuning in for episode 189 of the Coach's Box. There was plenty of suckage to go around, probably from us, but you know what? For the guys who aren't here, they suck.
They really suck.
Except for anybody who is being a good dad tonight. I am never ever going to say that you suck. It sucks when you're not here, but you don't completely suck at that point. Anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode of the Coach's Box. Come hell or high water, we're going to try to be here again next week. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys all again soon. Good night. God bless.
Peace.
This episode of the Coach's Box, Call It Like We See It podcast is brought to you by Off the Rails Media. Life's more fun when you're off the rails.